Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lost Boyz Podcast. I'm Gianni.
Brandon.
Welcome. This is episode 24. 24 weeks strong.
2 away from half a year.
2 or 1?
26 weeks is half a year.
Yeah, you're right. It's 52 weeks.
Yeah.
Almost. Damn, that's crazy. Half a year? 6 months already?
Year, 6 fucking
What the
months.
hell? I feel like we started like 2 months ago still. Every month is like, oh, we started like 2 months ago, but we started in March. Dang, we started in March. Oh my God.
It's crazy to think like sitting here, no lights, just the camera, half of my face, and no autofocus.
Well, 24 weeks later, now we have one light, one that just died literally right before we pressed record. It flickered and died.
And a slanted camera.
Yeah. But we're still here.
Yeah.
We're still here.
That's
No
it.
excuses. No excuses.
Facts.
There's been many weeks where we could have just not done it, but we did it. So, and again, getting difficult coming up with ideas.
Yeah.
It's almost 6 months in now. It's hard to be creative.
It is.
Without being repetitive. But yeah, I mean, maybe one person will finally comment an idea and we will talk about it. Tell us what you want to hear. We want to talk about what you want to hear.
Hey Siri.
Otherwise, we're just gonna say what we think and what you think you want to hear.
I'll set the reminder later. I was gonna make Siri remind me to post something tomorrow.
All right.
Don't let me forget.
I'll try my best. You're asking the wrong person.
Got 3 brain cells working between us right now.
But yeah, so this is episode 24. And before we go any further, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn the post notifications on so you get notified every time we post, which is every single Thursday at 12 p.m. Yeah, make sure it goes ding. Subscribe to the TikTok, the Lost Boyz Podcast. If you want to follow us on our personal social medias, description down below. And what else? Am I missing anything? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, we have a couple shorts up. If you want to watch those too, doesn't hurt. Adds views to the channel.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. So today's episode is how long?
How long is enough? No, I'm just
How long though? That's just that. How long?
Mm-hmm.
Question mark. What you probably already know because you read the title, and you're probably like, "What the hell does that mean?" So that's what we're going to talk about. How long do you allow yourself to suffer? And it can be in many things, but I was actually watching a YouTube video, an interview, I guess, per se. And it was this guy, and he was talking, and one of the things he said that really stuck with me was, people tend to know when they don't want something anymore, but they choose to stick around. So how long are you going to suffer for? Because once you make up in your mind, or even in some cases doubt or question something, at that point it's, okay, how long am I going to suffer for now?
Yeah.
And I thought it was really dope because it was like once you mentally feel like you're checked out of something, you should probably just stop because you're done. At any point after that, if you're just going to be complaining nonstop, well then leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously sometimes it's harder and it's easier said than done. But I mean, generally speaking, like the whole premise of it is pretty simple and logical. It's like, if you don't like it, then leave because all you're doing is just causing pain and suffer for yourself.
Yeah.
And like examples he brought up was like, for example, in a relationship, if you reach a point mentally and you're like, I don't think I want to be with this person, why wait 3 more months of just like constant issues and art? Nah, really, just leave.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave. Obviously, when there's feelings involved and stuff like that, it gets a little harder, but you just got to remind yourself of that framework. Like, no. I could leave now and be sad or whatever and deal with it, or I could let it stretch on for 3 more months, waste 3 extra months of my life, where maybe those 3 months I got over it, but instead I just stretched it out. So now it's going to take me 6 months to get over this or something like that, and then get on with my life or whatever. So it's like, how long are you going to make yourself suffer? So I don't know. I thought it was a really good point.
No, It's a really interesting conversation because especially in the context of like relationships, right? You know when the relationship is done far before the relationship ends.
Yeah.
The thing is, we tell ourselves, nah, like we can fix it, or you know what, nah, I'm bugging, or something like that. But in reality, you're just you're kicking the can further down the road. But eventually, it's like the further you push something back, the more and more it's accumulating like pressure and
like a slingshot.
Yeah, and then
you pull it back,
and then eventually it explodes. Boom.
Yeah.
So, take a relationship. Why do you think there's so many unhappy ass people that are married? Because they know they should have ended shit 20 years ago, but they never did, and now it's too late because there's kids involved and everything like that.
Yeah.
So now they just sticking with it, and now they fucking hate each other.
Yeah, and like, I know the common response is like, it's not that easy, like especially when you love or have feelings or care for somebody, which I get. Like I can see how that can be difficult, but at the end of the day, the answer is still the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether it's difficult or not, it's still the same answer. The truth is the truth. It doesn't change the truth. The truth is, you should just leave. Granted, it may not be easy, but that's the most logical thing to do. So, and if it's the most logical thing to do, it's probably what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not advocating that everybody goes out and gets single. Listen, that's your life. You do what you want. I'm not trying to be the catalyst for ending people's relationships. I'm just simply saying, in general, if mentally you feel like this isn't right, then you should stop, because anything after that is just pain and suffering.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Like, I like the way you said that, though. You worded that really well. Because it's, even if things are good, but it's not what you want, and you know it's not what you want. Oh, this is what I was going to say, but I had lost my train of thought before. I was just trying to cover that up. Typically, what we know we must do is not the easiest thing to do. Because on the other side of that, and I feel like every conversation we've ever had on this podcast comes back to this topic, is on the other side of that is growth. Mm-hmm. And remember, life is always going to force you to grow. What you want, sometimes you got to make people upset. Sometimes you have to, for your greater goal, have to do what you don't want to do necessarily in this moment. Maybe you know you got to leave that relationship with your toxic ass ex, right? Or toxic ass man/woman. But you know what? In the moment, that's not what you want to do. But on the other side of that, there's freedom and growth and lessons and learning of whatever life has to offer.
Yeah.
But typically, if there's a decision you're scared to make or the route scares you to take, typically that's the route you're supposed to go.
Yeah,
and
like,
I feel like we all kind of know that.
Mm-hmm. It's like what they say, like when you're most scared to jump is when you're supposed to jump,
mm-hmm.
because that's when something will change. But if like there's nothing brave about doing something when you're not scared.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's bravery is being fearful and doing it anyway. That's bravery. But having no fear and then doing it, that's not brave.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like anyone could do that. But if you're shitting bricks and you're like, I'm gonna do it either way, that's brave. That's when bravery is like a thing. That's when you're brave. That's when you're courageous. That's when you grow, because you show yourself. Despite how I felt, despite all the thoughts in my head, I was still able to overcome this and conquer this. Or even if you don't conquer it, you're still able to take a leap of faith at it. And it just progresses you that much further. And I know right now we were just using the example of relationships, but this applies to anything in life. Like another example is work.
Oh my God, work is a huge example.
There's so many people who work in and I think it's starting to change now, where more people are moving jobs a lot quicker for that reason. But I feel like there's so many people who work somewhere where they work a job that they don't like. There's something about work that they just don't like, and they, if you're constantly complaining about it and you're not happy with what it is that you're doing at work, then you should leave. And granted, again, I know easier said than done, right? You need to find another job. You have responsibilities, bills to pay. You have children to obtain to, and feed and support and protect and all that stuff. So I get it. It's not that easy. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try, right? It's like, okay, I know this isn't going to be easy. Let me at least start the process on the back end and see what I find. Who knows, maybe I land something that's way better than what I have now, and then I'll leave. But to then say, you know what, I'm comfortable with this. I know this is going to do this, and this for me every 2 weeks. I expect this. And I'm just going to complain about it. Well, then just shut up. Don't complain then. Because you're choosing to live that lifestyle. Because you can make a difference. You just have to want to make the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have the need to make the difference. That's what I should say. You have to need. Because anyone can want anything, but no one will get what they want unless they need to have that thing. So you need to need it, not have to want it.
Mm-hmm. Like Brandon Carter said, you don't get what you want, you get what you need.
Exactly. You don't perfect. You don't get what you want, you get what you need. So, but again, work is an example of that. Like, if you're not happy with what you're doing at work, the minute you stop being happy with what you're doing, or like where you work, or the amount of money you make, or whatever the thing is, anything related to work, once you're not happy about that, everything after that is just suffrage. You're just suffering, and it's just painful, and it's dreadful to do, and you find yourself complaining more and more and more, and then you just become more and more negative, and then you have more attitude at work. It changes everything about your day. Yeah. And then just knowing that you have to go messes with you mentally, and now you're in a negative state it just throws everything off. So if that's not what you want to do, or that's not the amount of money you make, or that's not the kind of people you want to work with, maybe don't just cold turkey it if you're not in a position where you can do that, but start the process. Find something else. Learn the new skill to get that other job that you think you might like. And guess what? Do it. And if you don't like it, fuck it. On to the next. Who cares? Like, who cares if you jump from job to job? I'll tell you what, right now, jobs don't give a fuck about that. Yeah. They just care about, are you qualified and can you do it? Yes, cool, here. Like, that's it. If marketing isn't for you and you want to do sales, then jump into sales. If sales isn't for you and you want to do, I don't know,
fucking become a nurse.
Nurse. Go be a nurse. Mm-hmm. If nursing isn't for you, you feel like you want to become a coder and do like software engineer, then go do it. Like, you can, it's never too late. You can always do it, especially if you don't have bills, responsibilities, children, any of that stuff. It's like zero excuse to not be like making those leaps like that. Like, I think, at least in my personal opinion, now is the time to be jumping around like that. I shouldn't, at 23, I shouldn't have one job, and at 30, still be making the same job and making maybe $20,000 more.
Yeah, no.
Hell no, I'm doing something wrong. That's terrible. Like, at 23, I have this job. 25, I should be making at least a quarter of that more. And 27, I should be making double of what I was making at 23 at the minimum. At the minimum. But I'm not going to make myself be miserable. I will make a sacrifice of being miserable maybe for a short period of time to be able to do the things that I think I want to do or that I know I want to do. But I'm not going to be miserable and then just accept it and eat shit every fucking day of my life. Fuck that. Hell no, I'm not doing that. I'll make the sacrifice temporarily because of monetary purposes. I need the money to do this. But once I get that money and I start doing that, I'm gone. That's it. I'm gone. And I'm gonna go hard on this. And if at any moment this stops working or it's just not for me anymore, I'm gonna find the next thing to do and just find it. And you just keep finding the next thing. And that's how you one, avoid being complacent, and two, you progress and go further in life.
Yeah, it's like imagine somebody that's going like apple picking, right? They go to a tree, they pick an apple, they put it in the basket, right? You know, go to the next tree, they like that, whatever. And they're just picking apples off of a tree, right? Eventually, their bag is gonna be full of apples, and they're gonna be happy. Like, you know what? I can eat apples for the rest of the week, right? And I'll be good. Treat jobs that way. Treat skills that way. More important, take jobs out of the equation. Treat skills that way.
Skills is what gets you paid.
Listen, this is in Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? He says the reason why he made so much money to be able to afford all the real estate and everything was because he had a very diverse set of skills that he had developed. He was he was really good at math. Then he went from math. He went into it's escaping me right now. But from there he went. Yeah, no, it's now that I need to recall it, it's leaving my mind. But then from there he went into like aerospace engineering, which he ended up becoming a fighter pilot, right? So he touched different industries. So when he went for his next job, it was like, yo, dude, you bring so much to the table because you've done so much. So he was making far more than his constituents. Like because he developed all these skills. The more skills you have, the more valuable you are. Not even just at work. The more skills you have, the more valuable you become to other people in general.
Yep. Like that's why I always say, I rather know a little about a lot versus a lot about a little, because the little about a lot is going to get me further. I may not be an expert in one specific thing, but I have enough knowledge in almost everything to at least get my foot through multiple doors. And if that's making sense, that example, like I could know a lot about this one thing, well then I only have one door to open. And if somebody slams it in my face, I got to figure out how to open it back up. But if I know a little bit about a lot, I have multiple doors, one to choose from and two to go through. So if they slam the door in my face in this one, I got 5 other doors to go through and check. If 3 more of those slam the door in my face, I still got 2 doors. And if that one of them slams, I still made my way through one fucking door. I still found a way. And I heard something today too, actually, which I'm glad you brought up the skills that the person said, and I thought it was really dope. It said, everybody is one skill away from changing their life.
That's a bar.
You're just one skill away from changing your life. So why are you not trying to learn as many skills as possible? Because although, sure, you may get lucky and that first skill changes your life. Or you may have to grind it out. And even though you may lack the motivation to, or whatever it may be, the 15th or the 50th skill you learn will be the one to change your life. And those 49 other skills that you learned will all work its way to that 50th one, and that shit will change your life and blow you up. So you should be going out and trying to learn as many skills as possible. You don't have to do it. You don't have to be the best or the master of it, but learn the skill, understand the skill, and figure out, okay, how can I monetize the skill? Not for me, not working. That's it. I'm out of it. Boom, next skill. And you just keep going skill after skill after skill after skill after skill. Eventually you will find one, and all it takes is one to change your life. So you're only one skill away from changing your life. So why aren't you trying to learn as many skills as possible?
It's a numbers game. Eventually one of them has to hit.
Exactly.
That's what we always say, yo. Eventually one of them's gonna hit. Like
if you have 100 skills to learn from, and you learn all 100, and 99 of them go to shit, you still got one.
But that one that hits, bro, maybe it's fucking basket making, but guess what? You become the Louis Vuitton of baskets.
Yeah. Or even if you don't, like even if you make a little bit of extra side income, you go from living paycheck to paycheck to, hey, if I want to go out for dinner this week, I can do it.
Yep.
It's okay. If I want to take a vacation this week or this month, it's okay. If I want to buy something a little extra nice for someone I care for, I can do it. It's not hurting your pocket.
Yeah.
It changes the mindset in your head. Like, okay, cool. At least I found a new way to make money. I have extra income. And that alone will probably spark so many other ideas to try more and more things, because you're like, okay, wait, if I have this and I'm making money from one skill and I still have some time in my day, shit, why not learn another skill? Yeah. Who knows, man? We make a little bit more than that. And before, who knows, maybe 3 skills and it replaces a job. You don't even need the job now. And now that you got rid of the job, you have time for 2 more skills. Now you have 5 skills. And like it changes life for you. It changes everything. And it's super important. And
I was gonna say this before, but it slipped my mind. There's a quote that everybody always says, jack of all trades, master of none. The second half of that quote that people tend to just leave out is jack of all trades, master of none, but it's typically still better than one.
Yeah.
And people always leave the second part out.
I heard that quote like a week ago. I was like, that is
about a week ago.
But yeah. And then I was gonna bring up an example about like when it comes to jobs that I forgot to bring up earlier. On LinkedIn today, I saw a post. Damn.
I got Zyrtec right there if you want.
I'll be all right. On LinkedIn, I saw a post. I never go on LinkedIn. I don't know why. Something about LinkedIn just pisses me off. I don't know why. It just bothers me. But I always got like recruiters, like, you know, people are trying to recruit you in messages or whatever. I just accept everyone. I don't care. And then I open it and close it. But I happened to look at the timeline today. And the very first post I saw was somebody talking about their job and how they left their job. And they're basically saying like, you know, I'm open to applications or whatever, or recruitment or whatever. And the reason why is because, well, at work today, they asked me in quotes, show my value to them. And so the response was putting in their 2 weeks, because he understood the value of himself. He understood, whoa, I know what I'm bringing to the table. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I'm doing. I know what I have done for this company, and the numbers and the results show it. Why you're asking me to show my value? I've been showing my value. That means you're not valuing me. I'm undervalued. No, thank you. It's nice working with you. I'm gonna go find somebody else who does value me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think not many people do that. Like somebody in that same situation might be like, "Damn, I'm gonna lose my job." And then they go crazy hard.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be in the same place, because they already told you from that moment, I don't value you. I just want you to work harder.
Yep.
Make my job easier, basically.
Make me more money.
Exactly. And it's crazy. I also heard a quote a couple weeks ago, and it was the 80-20. I don't know if you're familiar. It's like 20% of the employees do 80% of the work. The rest of them are just like bullshitters for the most part, which is pretty interesting to think about, because like I thought back to jobs I've worked really hard at, and then jobs I haven't worked really hard at, and like seen the difference. Like it's really true. Like 20% of that staff was doing 80% of the work.
Mm-hmm.
The rest were just chilling, bro. They did their jobs, but like they were like chilling. They didn't get bothered that much. But the ones who were like really trying to be something and they gave them as much work as they could possibly give them. It's like, well, it should be the other way around. You should be rewarding them for working so hard by giving them little breaks to cool off. Instead, you like slam them. Anyways, I don't know that. I feel like that went off topic, but I just thought of that.
I think it's called the Pareto distribution. It's like a rule of nature. The 20-80 rule applies to almost every single thing you can think of. It's a wild, like, Jordan Peterson has like an hour lecture on just this distribution curve.
Yeah, it's insane. But when you like really start to think about it, it's like, yo, it's low key true. Like if you just really give thought to your jobs, and then maybe times you've given it your all versus some of your coworkers, and just think about it, like, yeah, I was really doing all the work myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why weren't they doing shit? Why wasn't it distributed evenly? But it's crazy. That's just human nature. It's just how it is. I don't know why, but anyways, interesting. But again, another example is like friendships or things like that. Like, how long are you going to continue hanging out with somebody who's being a bum or providing no value to your life? Right? It doesn't have to be monetarily, or it doesn't have to be in that sense, but like, how long you want to be somebody successful, somebody important, you want to make money, you want to be something different than what you grew up from. How long are you going to chill with people who are being fucking bums, whether they're doing nothing with their life, all they do is
smoke weed,
drink, party, but they don't work, or if they do work, it's like a bullshit. They have no ambitions. No, they're not ambitious, they don't have any drive or want to be better. How long are you going to hang out with them for? Like, how long until you cut them off? You want your life to change. Your life's never going to change chilling with them. Your life will change when you start chilling with other people, right? You don't have to be an asshole or a dick to them, but you just understand the level of friendship is like, yeah, when I feel like bullshitting and like spending like an hour of my day doing absolutely nothing, I'll go chill with them. Even then, I don't think you should, but that's like the kind of friendship it is. there's nothing. You're not getting anything from it.
See, this is a conversation I was having actually last week with Justin, where it's like, I always thought of myself, and I feel like there's other people. I know that there's other people that are going to relate to what I'm about to say. I've always thought of myself like, yo, I'm just me. Like, I make my own decisions. I'm me. Like, I handle my own, right? I do me, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's not until as like I'm getting older in the last few years and changing friend groups and going in and out of friend groups and things like that, where I realized like, yo, if you look at my friend groups and my life and my friend groups and the decisions I've made in my life, direct correlations. Mm-hmm. And I look at it, I'm like, yo, I'm actually very influenced by the people I keep around me. Yeah. So let me get greedy about the people I keep around me.
Well, you should be selfish about the people you keep around you. It's your life.
At the end of the day, the people you have around you are going to make your subconscious decisions for you. Look at it that way. Yeah. The decisions that you just are going to do naturally are going to come from the people you keep around you. Because, you might hang out with people who just drink and smoke or whatever, and you might not drink or smoke, but you keep hanging out with them. You're keeping yourself exposed to the situation of being a drinker and a smoker consistently. Yeah. And eventually, same way, eventually one of those skills is going to hit. Eventually, one of those situations is going to hit, and you will end up drinking and or smoking.
Yeah, you just end up doing the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. Something that's not going to progress you. And I could agree with that, too. Like, granted, I have the same friends for the most part, but the amount of myself I show or give has changed. Like, since me, you, my brother Justin, and some of our cousins have come together like into a group and just like been helping each other and just talking. Like there's never a time, like, yes, we bullshit and joke around, but 90% of that time we're together, we're either talking about business, money, how to progress, how to be better overall. Like, there's always a conversation about how to grow. And it's not like it's forced. It's just a natural thing. And ever since that's happened, so much has changed in my own personal life. First of all, like, where I work changed. My vision, my plans, my goals, my ambitions, my drive to just snap my finger and start doing something full force without being, yes, I'm fucking shitting bricks, but there's a different side of my brain that kicks in. It's like, I don't give a fuck that you're scared. Like, I took a cold ass shower today. I was like, I touched the cold water and I was like, fuck that. And then I thought to myself and I was like, nah, fuck that. And then I took a cold ass shower and afterwards I was like, yo, it wasn't even that bad. Yeah, last week I just got like a random urge to just run. Mind you, I haven't ran in 2 years. I was in the middle of working and I was like, fuck it, bro. I just feel like running a mile right now. I literally closed my laptop, went to the track, ran a mile. And like the entire time I was running, it was a slow mile. It was like 8 minutes. But it was my first time running in 2 years, right? But like it created a goal for me where now every Friday I want to run to the point where I can get my mile time down to 6 minutes. That's my goal before the new year. So we see what happens. But that alone sparked a whole different journey for me. It sparked a good journey for me too. Like, it's something beneficial, it's healthy. And I'll tell you what sparked it before I understood, like, before I came up with this how long question was. I was literally thinking to myself, you know, how long am I gonna go eating garbage or just like avoiding my cardiovascular health and do that? And I was like, fuck that, I'm not waiting till tomorrow or till Monday. I'm gonna do that shit literally right now. Yeah. I got up, I did it, I got motivated. Yo, the entire time I was running, all that was going through I had one ear here just going, fuck, bro, just stop. Like, I felt how tired I was in my lungs, like struggling. And I was just like, if I stop right now, like, I'll just get all the air and I'll be good. And the other side of me was like, fuck that shit, bro. You get that shit in 2 more laps when you're done. That was only 2 laps. And I was struggling. But that's what I was saying. I was like, yo, it's just 2 more laps. I'm already halfway there. Why am I going to stop now? Let me at least finish. And then I get all the oxygen I want for literally the entire day. I'm sacrificing 8 minutes of hard oxygen to get into my body. To then have nice, calm, cool oxygen for the entire fucking day. Why am I fucking bitching right now? And then, like, I just got out of my head and I just finished it and I didn't stop. But I don't know. I feel like who you surround yourself with creates that mindset too. So that's why I say, like, how long are you going to keep putting yourself in these situations and positions in life? It's 100% your fault. I don't care what you say. There's nothing you can tell me. It's 100% your fault. Once you're an adult and you're 18 and up or whatever, that you're in a position where you can make decisions for yourself, everything is 100% your fault. How long are you going to do it for, bro? How long are you going to live in that mindset? Now, it doesn't have to be so drastic and dramatic like that, but shit, do something, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. I still fuck up. But I'm teaching myself to ask, how fucking long? How many times am I going to fuck up? How long am I going to keep fucking up before I say, okay, it's time to make a change? Like, bro, you just got to do it. Or I always say bro, but like, I mean that generally, man or woman, doesn't fucking matter. Just do it. You just have to do it. And that's something I've got to learn and really understand now, because I've said it in the past, but I wasn't the best representation of my actual words. But now I truly understand, or at least I'm beginning to understand what that means. And shit's changing. And it all changed when I started to change who I really had deep conversation with on a daily basis, per se. Like, it's not shade at anybody I'm friends with. Not at all. It's just, this is what changed when I started making these changes. I lost my train of thought. Then when I changed my chains up, I was doing so good, man. But that's what started to change. Like, once I changed who I surrounded myself with, my life also changed too. I changed who I surrounded myself with for the most part, or who I spent the most time with, because I still hang out with similar people, but who I spent the most time with, my income changed. Right? Literally, my income literally changed. It like 2x itself. I mean, it's still not that much in the grand scheme of things, but compared to what I was making before, it's way more. That's the most I've ever made in my life. So now I'm trying to 2x that, and then just keep doing that. And being that I 2x my income and put me in a new position, I've already, in 2 months, come up with lists of ideas and things that I'm currently doing that I'm trying or can potentially put me to 2x my current income. And it's not even like a question of like, oh, all right, I need to do this. And there's like over planning too, like analysis by paralysis, paralysis by analysis. It's just like, bro, I just think of it in the moment and I just start doing it. It's like, you just got to be quick with it. You don't, like, if, let's say, we always come back to this, but the gym, right? And it's just an easy example, but if you tell yourself on Thursday night, next week I'm going to start going to the gym. No, you're not going to go to the gym.
You failed already.
The minute you think, damn, I need to go back to gym, go to the gym that day. Fuck it, just go 5 minutes. Do one exercise, go home. The next day, go back, one exercise, go home. And just keep doing that until one day you feel like doing 2 exercises. And then 3. And before you know it, you're in the gym consistently. And if you don't go, you feel weird. But that's how you build those healthy habits. And again, I know it sounds like it's off topic or kind of I'm on a tangent and I'm going away. But I think it all comes back to that main question that you need to ask yourself. How long? Like, how long are you going to be unhappy with your life? How long are you going to be unhappy with where you are in life? How long are you going to keep hanging around losers? How long are you going to, like, how long are you going to allow yourself to do this? This is all your fault.
It is.
Take full responsibility, whether you want to accept it or not, it may not be easy to digest it, but it's the truth. And the truth isn't going to change because it's the truth. It's a fact. This is not an opinion. This is a fact. It's 100% your fault. And how long are you going to let it be your fault?
Change your conversation, change your situation.
Yeah, literally. Change everything. Change your vocabulary, and just change your mindset.
I want to double down on what you were saying, because when you started talking about the shit that was changing for you, I don't know if you saw me writing down. I was like, yo, what changed for me since we started building this group, right? My salary, 2.5x since we started building this group. Women, I've been attracting since we built this core group of just value to each other and value in every sense, I've attracted more women than ever before. Fitness, y'all all play a part in why I even got into the gym. For example, me being skinny, I look at you, I'm like, yo, damn, like, I remember Gianni, like, when we were kids, yo, he got big, yo, fuck it, I gotta get in the gym too, right? Like, feeding off of that, like that, bro, who you surround yourself with fucking matters. Like it matters, right? It fucking matters.
It pushes you and motivates you too.
Now, the way you and your friends can get together to talk about the fucking Chiefs, I don't know, whatever people talk about, right? You guys can get together and talk about, yo, you know what? There's 5 of us. I put in 5,000. You put in 5,000. We all put in 5,000. That's 25,000. Guess what? That's a down payment on a house, right? Guess what? Now, nobody's life is drastically changed, but guess what? Everybody has a little bit of extra income at the end of the month and moving things forward like that, right? That was a completely freestyled idea. Write that one down. What's it called?
Yeah.
But it's like changing your conversation can change everything, but you gotta have to be willing to take a step back and be like, yo, we're wasting time right now. Like, yeah, obviously you have to have laughs, like you have to joke around, like that's a part of just relationships, right? But time and place, like if we say, yo, we're gonna talk money, yo, let's just talk money, right? It's one of my favorite things about Peaky Blinders. What do they always do? Business first.
Yep.
Everything after that, it's always business first.
Yeah. And if you took that real estate example and took it literal, then this episode is specifically for you.
Facts.
Because you are living in that mind state of like, oh, yeah, five people, I'm going to find that. Okay, cool. Keep being the victim and keep seeing how shitty your fucking life is going to be. Like, because there's literally people who will take that at face value and be like, oh, this is so stupid. He doesn't even know. It's like, bro, it's an example, number one. And two, like, you're exactly who we're talking about. You're playing that victim card. Like, no, he doesn't know. He doesn't. Dude, you don't know.
Yeah,
you're still in the same spot, saying the same shit to people. I'm not successful in any way, shape, or form. But fuck, at least I'm trying.
Yeah.
At least I'm trying. And the fact that some people will take that face value and try to shit on it, it's not because what you said, it's because what they're saying is a reflection of what they believe of themselves. Yep. And that's themselves to be a failure. And that goes with anything. Anybody who hates only hates because somebody's doing something better or something that they don't think they can do. That's why people hate.
And look, to anybody that's sitting there and thinking like, no, bro, that's too easy. Nah, bro, it don't work like that. You know where that actually came from, that idea? A group of, I think it was 5 people or 4 people, and I think it was in Baltimore. They just put money together and they bought an apartment building. Like one of those like 8, 9, 10 units. Bro, that's going to make them money. Maybe not right now, but eventually that'll make them money. So it doesn't have to be the literal 5,000 or this literal idea. Just anything. Having a group of people where you're willing to look forward to something or try to create a goal and value, bro.
And if you're questioning, like, where am I going to find this one? Well, then that means the people you currently surround yourself with are not people you should be surrounding yourself with, because you should hear that and be like, yo, and just be able to list 5 people right there on the spot that you know if you hit them up, they're like, let's do it. Or bet, let's set a deadline for when we need this money by and let's make it happen. But if you have to say, yeah, but where am I going to find 5 people that want to do that? You've already told you, you've already made the analysis yourself. Who you're surrounding yourself with is not who you should be surrounding yourself with. Like, they are not the right people, because you shouldn't have to question who you're going to ask, or you should just be able to think of people like that. Boom. Oh, I know this, and this. Boom. Let me hit them up. Boom. Done. Everybody's down. May not happen the next day, but 90 days from now, it's going to happen. And you don't have to question it or doubt it. And you're going to get on each other and stay on each other. That's what we mean. Same thing with like talking money or whatever, right? Like for us, our group, right? We don't plan to go and have a conversation about money or about this or about that. It's just natural. Exactly. Like I don't plan to go have a conversation about money or different marketing strategy or how to idea for marketing or idea of a product or an idea for this or that. I don't plan to go talk about it. But when I'm around those people, those conversations just naturally come about. And before you know it, 3 hours go by and we're like, oh shit, it's like 1 a.m. Like, fuck, we gotta go to sleep.
Yeah.
But we don't want to go to sleep because we're just having just dope conversation. You're just into it. That's how you know you're around the right people. That's how you know you yourself are in the correct state of mind, that you want to be in those conversations and you put yourself in a position to be in those conversations. And again, this is just an example, but it's also the truth. But it all comes back to that main question: how long? Like, once you mentally feel like, yo, why am I doing this? What is this doing for me? What value do I get from this? What am I gaining from doing this? And if it's nothing, how long are you going to keep doing nothing for? How long are you going to... If you do nothing, you will be nothing. That's simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. I feel like I've been going on rants.
Nah, bro, you killing it, bro. I'm writing that down. If you do nothing,
you will be nothing.
You will be nothing.
So, I don't know. I feel like I'm just starting to repeat myself now. So, I don't want to go in circles, but I mean, that's pretty much the premise of everything. Like, literally, ask yourself, how long am I going to do it? If you don't like where you are currently today in life, ask yourself, what am I doing? Okay. How can I improve? Write that down. Okay, so how long am I going to keep doing what I'm doing right now until I decide I want to improve? Like, how long am I going to keep suffering for? Okay, if I suffer for 3 more months, I'll have this amount of money. I will learn this skill. I'd be able to apply this skill, and then things will change. Okay, fine. Make the sacrifice for those 3 months. But make sure at the end of the 3rd month, you're fucking gone. It's not like you fall off, this, that, and then it becomes 4, 5, 6 months. No. You told yourself 3 more months is how long you were going to let this last. So in 3 months, make the fucking change. Because no one will ever take you serious if you can't even take yourself serious. And that's a fact. And people can see that shit. People can see right through that. And you can see that about other people, and other people can see that about you. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm all done. I'm going to keep going on rants about the same shit over and over. But you got anything you want to say?
I would like to end it on this, because what you said right there was fire. You're not some fucking prophet. The same way you can judge things in other people can judge that shit in you.
Yep.
Typically, what you dislike most about other people is what people dislike most about you, and what you dislike most about yourself. Remember, what we spot the most is what we most see and think. It's like, it's the same psychological concept as I decide today I want to buy a BMW, right? Suddenly there's a fucking BMW everywhere. It's the same thing. It works in the reverse too. What you focus on, or what you're like most insecure about, or what you most dislike about yourself, or what you most dislike about other people, you can spot that shit immediately.
Yeah.
And other people can spot that shit in you.
Yeah. There's a reason why you're insecure. You're insecure about something. Like, if you're insecure about like a physical attribute, 9 out of 10 times, if you're mentally think about it, you probably also think everybody else is thinking about it, which they might be, because you are. But if you stop giving a fuck, that shit doesn't cross your mind, and people don't even look at it for that. Like, they just look right past it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And I think if you are insecure about it, it's because of that. But I don't know. I got nothing left to say. I'm gonna stop here. But anyways, that was episode 24, man. How long? Just literally ask yourself that every time you're in a... Actually, there's one thing I wanted to say that I didn't say. Let's say, like, it can get really confused what we're saying with the suffering part. At least I think. Let's say your goal is, I want to, I don't know, let's say you do copywriting. I want 5 clients this month, and I want to make $10,000 this month, right? So I want 5 clients that pay me $2,000 each. But you're struggling to get those 5 clients. I don't think the lack of results or the discouragement you feel is could be, like, in that situation, a valid point of, well, how long am I gonna... Actually, fuck that. Yeah, it is. Because you can ask yourself, I just had a realization. if you're discouraged and you feel about this, like, okay, well, how long am I going to keep feeling this way? What am I doing wrong right now that isn't getting me those results? And what can I do better? And start doing it. Or you like ask yourself, how long am I going to keep doing this, expecting this result, when it's already showing me they don't correlate, they don't work together? So actually, I take that back. What I was going to say, I just answered myself. But anyways, yeah, that's all I got to say. So at the end of the day, just ask yourself, how long? And if the answer is no longer, then make it no longer. And that's it. So with that being said, it's episode 24, the Lost Boyz Podcast. Gianni.
Brandon.
Peace out. Change your life.